Okay, just a quick warning video because Bitcoin is right now forming this massive falling wedge pattern. And apart from Bitcoin, we also have a couple of other altcoins forming very, very similar patterns, including Chainlink, which also got some breaking news that I will dive into in the upcoming few minutes. Chainlink is in a very similar falling wedge, but obviously, because altcoin season isn't here yet and altcoins are still bleeding against Bitcoin, it's going to be a bit of a longer time for coins like this to sort of break out from their patterns and go much more aggressively towards the upside. But we will talk about them anyways, so make sure to watch this video until the end. I know it's like, probably the 50th time that you're seeing me today on YouTube, but I just wanted to make as many updates as possible so that you're aware of what will be happening next and also fully prepared with your long or even short positions, depending on what we talk about in the upcoming few minutes. So with that said, let's jump straight into today's video. Now, guys, I have a bit of a sore throat, so apologies if my voice cuts out midway, but I just wanted to talk about a few sorts of Bitcoin analysis and why specifically now is a very good time to be buying, but why you should also be a bit cautious in the upcoming few days. So first thing is first, macro analysis. Okay, I want to get through the macro analysis, tell you that I'm long-term super giga bullish. Bitcoin is likely going to go to multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, and a very good indicator for you to go into and actually buy more Bitcoin at $88,000 is the fact that we're getting a retest beautifully to the 36 level on RSI. Now, the previous times that we've seen these retests, so you've seen it here, you've also seen it right over here. The price of Bitcoin, specifically in this parabola, continued to rally drastically, right? So we spoke about this linear support line on Bitcoin a couple of videos ago, right? And what you're seeing is like an alignment of so many different factors. You're seeing the alignment of the fact that the RSI dropped to exactly the same point before seeing a massive rally on this linear parabolic support, or it's the linear uptrend. But on the logarithmic scale, you can redraw this curve, so it's a bit more of a parabola. So that's sign number one. You're getting a confirmation that this is tremendously good support. And now that the weekly candles, so if you go to the weekly candles, you can see, so if we switch away from the 4-day, on the weekly, you got a very nice reversal hammer candle, and you've seen the prior week's candle trading above the close of the week before's candle. That's a very, very good sign of potential reversal in the short term. And then you have the simple moving average of the 50 SMA. We also rebounded beautifully from there. So let's put the 50 SMA. We want to change that to 50 and have a look at it over on the weekly time frame. You can see that, like just like the RSI, another confirmation that this is tremendously good support is the 50 SMA, because you've tested it also almost 3 times exactly before continuing large parabolic moves further towards the upside. So again, that's another sign that this is a very good spot to be buying Bitcoin. And by the way, if you do want to be buying Bitcoin, if you're already convinced before me finishing the video, then you can go to the links down in the description below to trade and accumulate Bitcoin over a long period of time. This is right now my favorite place to be derivatives trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, which is CoinFlare. You can get up to $68,000 of rewards if you use the Flare shop to redeem your Flare points, which you receive from derivatives trading cryptocurrencies. If you want to buy Bitcoin for the first time, then Bybit is available. You can even sign up for the Bybit card, which allows you to make Bitcoin your standard and transact with Bitcoin. And if you earn in Bitcoin, it's a fantastic tool. You get even a 2% cashback on almost all transactions if you're a VIP level 1, which you receive by depositing $100,000, which I have. So yeah, it's an incredible tool. I would definitely recommend it. So check out the links down in the description below if you want to sign up and trade Bitcoin and accumulate Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies over the macro landscape. So those are a couple of, bullish indicators that I really wanted to talk about. And then obviously you have the Bitcoin falling wedge. It's a bit more of a short-term chart. You want to, of course, see a daily close before doing anything. We do have a bullish divergence on the RSI as well. So if we have a look at the RSI, oh, there we go, it's already there. You have a bullish divergence that still does have leeway to keep playing bullishly to the upside. So there's a lot of good indicators that really just tell you to buy Bitcoin regardless of what happens in the upcoming few days with the tariffs. The tariff rhetoric from Trump it seemed to be coming down a bit. Today he said that he doesn't want to do as many tariffs on April the 2nd, which is pretty crazy. So anyways, but even if he does do severe tariffs, or he doesn't do any tariffs, it just looks like all the probabilities, all the different indicators and patterns are pointing into the the direction, telling you that buying Bitcoin right now is actually a very good idea. And of course, if we can close a daily candle above the resistance of this falling wedge, it's even better. Because why? You do have the falling wedge pattern. If you do confirm that crossover or the close above the resistance, you're going to get a target of $107,000, which exactly takes you to the previous resistance on the previous swing high. So it's a wonderful, wonderful trade to take. And what you can do is you can start preparing to take this position if you've not done so already by doing the following setup. So this is actually an incredible setup. It's not a 2-to-1 risk to reward, but you would scale, you would reduce the stop loss as soon as you get that confirmation to make it an over 1-to-5 risk to reward trade. So you would make 21.78% without leverage. And with this setup, the max you would lose is actually 14% or 13%. So what I would do is, if you want to take this trade, I think now is a very good time, even with a market order. I would do maximum like 2x leverage depending on your risk tolerance. I don't like to lose more than 25% in a single trade. But if you're a bit more risk intolerant, then you can go into this position with literally no leverage whatsoever. So $1,000 would make you $210. If we go back to 107,000, if you do $10,000, then that will make you $2,100, and $100,000 would make you $21,000 if Bitcoin comes back to 107. But what I would do is I would do no leverage, and I would see if we do see that breakout aggressively with good volume, and then I would increase my leverage from 0, or in fact 1x to 5x. That's how I would be playing that Bitcoin trade. You need to be careful because there is resistance at this line. So if you remove everything from the charts, then you can see that there is an important level to be breached at $91,000, which you want to flip, right? That's a very, very, very important line of resistance. So not only is there a downward sloping trend line, but there's also a very key level of resistance at $91,700. So you want to flip, one, this trend line, right? Number two, the 91.4, 91.5 area. And then immediately after, you're probably going to zoom. The price is going to just blast off to 95, and then 100, and then 107. So obviously there are points of resistance where the price is going to struggle, but if we can flip this trend on the daily time frame, then the trend is your friend until the very end, and it's very likely that Bitcoin continues pushing further towards the upside. Now, when I get to the altcoins, Litecoin, or Link specifically, did have breaking news just now, like 1 hour ago. So we are breaking out. So unlike Bitcoin, Link is actually confirming a breakout of this daily time frame falling wedge. And what you can do is you can also calculate the height, put it above the breakout zone, and that's going to give you a $24.8 link. And I think it's very possible, specifically if you go to the fundamentals of Chainlink. They are doing insane partnerships. In the crypto summit, Sergey Nazarov was there in the crypto summit. He was one of the only other blockchain founders that was present in the crypto summit that took place 2 weeks ago. They also just partnered up with Abu Dhabi's ADGM to develop compliant tokenization frameworks. And we know that every single asset is probably going to go into the blockchain at some point in time. It's literally going to happen sooner than later. And now with Doge building out new systems for government websites and government agencies to make sure they're transparent and efficient, I think blockchain is going to be heavily used. And I think Link is probably going to do very, very well. So regardless of the technical analysis, I know it looks like an incredible long position opportunity, which I would do the following. So just like that, over on CoinFlare, this would be a very nice trade. And again, same setup. If you can continue breaking to the upside, then you can even put your stop loss to break even. And this would be like maximum 2 or 3x leverage, probably just 1 or 2x leverage actually. 3 is a bit too much with altcoins, specifically when you have such a high risk to reward, or in fact a high return ratio. You don't really need to go too crazy, and that will give you a bit more leeway with your stop loss. So even if the technicals were not looking good for Link, I would argue that it's a phenomenal buy anyways, and it's probably one of the best altcoins out there, apart from Ondo Finance and maybe Solana. But I think Link fundamentally is actually better than Solana. So Link is looking incredibly well. And then the final altcoin that I wanted to get into is Dogecoin. It's the exact same chart. You're also seeing that breakout from that upper trend line. And given the fact that Doge is, the best meme coin in the sense that it's proof of work and it's has a very high memeability, I think Dogecoin will do very well in this cycle. And even if you don't open a long position, which can make you a lot of money, especially if you come back to where we were just a couple of weeks ago at $0.46. That's 172% return with no leverage, right? If you put $1,000, that will become $2,172. Even if you don't do a leverage position, which you could literally do if you want to take the risk. So if you do that, and if you go to the weekly time frame, I'll show you exactly where there is a very important level of support. Coinflare hasn't been around for such a long time, so we don't have the exact price history. But this is the very crucial level of support or resistance now, in fact, for Dogecoin. I would put my stop loss right below that bullish hammer reversal candle's lower wick and put my take profit to the prior highs at 0.46. So this would be giving you 168% return and maximum 16% drawdown. And I would approach this with no leverage. So you're basically going to almost triple your money, or you lose 16%. So your $1,000 could become almost $3,000, or you lose $160. And that's the good risk. That's a phenomenal risk to reward ratio trade. But that's about it. Again, if you want to be taking these trades, then you can go to the links down in the description below. It would help support the channel and help make more videos for you to talk about Bitcoin, altcoins, and other breaking news in the industry. So thanks so much for watching. Again, my throat is a bit sore, so I couldn't be as energetic as I wanted to be, but that's okay. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video tomorrow. Have a great evening, and bye-bye.